garage is empty. I guess that could only mean one thing. Okay, we're out here at the lake house, lake property, lake trailer. And got some stuff done, got some raking done. Worked with the heat pump a little bit on the house because it's not getting really warm, it's just getting a little warm. But a couple pieces came in today. We needed some 6AN male to a MPT going into the radiator, but they were a different size and we had supplied with the kit, but they came in. So there we are. Now that's connected, and what those do is they cool the transmission. They circulate the fluid through the radiator, cool it, and put it back in the radiator. So we're waiting for those, and then we had to keep filling it up. But the problem we were having, we got that dipstick last time, is that the solenoid wasn't opening up. Gonna charge the battery because we still haven't put our resistor in to our alternator. It's one more thing, so we can have some charge. But I'll show you what I was dealing with in here. And first of all, I highly recommend reading all the instructions. We have a Terminator X Max with the 6-7 inch screen. Pretty cool, but there's little notes. There's a little note at the very bottom. And my problem that I had was that I had the switch power for the solenoids in the transmission. So the transmission is a solenoid that opens and lets the fluid in. And in the beginning, I would turn the key and I would hear click, 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 click. Stopped hearing that, disconnected the fuel pump so I could hear everything, and I was never getting that click, click. So I was like, what's going on? And then I read the notes further, and they said, don't have the switched power to the ECM or ECU, and the solenoid's the same one, and I did. So then I found another switched power, or they said run a relay or whatever you got to do. Found another switched power, put the transmission solenoid, it's a red wire with a white stripe, a tiny white stripe. Put that to a separate switch power when the key was turned on, and I started hearing the solenoid again. Click, click. I was like, okay, we're in business. So I started getting that. Then I started filling it with fluid, and now solenoids come on. So it's letting the fluid go into the transmission. Sorry about the rat nest. We will get that cleaned up and up there, but we're just glad to have it. We have the B&M shifter. If you're new to this build, or if you're just tuning in for the first time, we do have a 6.2 liter LS3 with an LSA supercharger on top, with a TIC Stage 3 cam, 850cc injectors, all that kind of good stuff. So it has the LSA, what's the LSX Concepts pulley system on it. You probably saw that earlier. And then a Terminator X. We put it in the glove box. But the wiring has been a long battle for this thing. Not really so much a battle, but we had a little problem with one of the pins coming out for the communication to the, what is it, the Wonder thing? Not the Wonder, I forget what it's called, the Easy Tuner thing, but I forget what the name of it is. But that's another $300-something I had to buy because I don't have a tuner. We will be taking it to TI Tuning up in Greer once we get the exhaust on and kind of get all the wires lined up, so we don't bring them that, of course, but we're excited. So it's been starting for a while, but we haven't had the transmission fully operational. So let's see if we can get some movement out of this thing, because the transmission is full, computer's working, solenoids are opening. Let's see if we can move on our own power, which would be a long journey for us, guys. It's been a long time. This car was purchased without the supercharger. The reason the person sold it, he had a Corvette that he wrecked, and he pulled the LS3 out of it. Was going to build it, this car, the way it was, but he saw the superchargers were going for a premium, so he actually sold. He had the ZL1 type with the black lid. He sold it for like, I forget what it was, but he's like, hey, you want to buy it? I'm like, sure. So I bought the car, put back the supercharger together, got the new fuel rails, the intake, drive-by-wire, the Terminator X, the fuel sensors, the cam crank sensors, an alternator, and a cheap intake, all that kind of stuff. Then we did a radiator. We have the braided hoses. I don't know if we're going to keep those, if they're going to leak or not. People say they're problematic. They just looked cool, so I got them. But there's our LSX Concepts pulley system for the supercharger, because these cars stock had like a three pulleys, like going this way, and back. This one just has a straight up and down with a lot of tension. So that's it, guys. We were waiting for that transmission dipstick, got that. Now we got the lines hooked up. We should be holding pressure now and be able to move. Let's see what we get. So if you've been following along with this build, that's pretty exciting for us to have it come out of the garage on its own power. Man, wish we could drive it more, but we got coolant system to do now. Got to get all the little steam ports hooked up and all the radiator, all the coolant in there. But that's exciting, guys. It is out of the garage. That's the first 3BB build. Sure, 3BB is for my sons, but this hopefully will be a car that we keep forever. That'll be the first one that we kind of wrenched on a little bit altogether. And then the next one is back over there. You see that little SS sticking out? There's IROC behind it. All in due time, we will be getting that IROC transplanted from that Gen 4 into the Gen 3 and making it a 6-speed LS1. So that's what those two are doing, but that one right there was the first. It is crazy to see it out of the garage. I'm gonna clean up those leaves and stuff underneath it, but the garage is empty. So that can only mean one thing. Because she didn't got any coolant in her, but man, I'm getting used to that shifter too. Got to pull it back a little bit and pull it up. Oh man, that's awesome. All right, let's put it back. Well, I gotta say that's pretty exciting for me, even if it's up the driveway and back. God bless you guys from 3BB and Just Trucking Family. That's our first build, besides the giveaway truck, but that's the first one we kind of did by ourselves, wiring. We had a lot of help from Terminator X, and they had some great support, but yeah, that's it. Stay tuned for the next one.